Hi guys, good morning. We'll have the continuation of the previous class, but before that, we'll just have a quick recap on what did we discuss, the previous class. So we saw an introduction to machine learning, and we had a definition which was being given by the author Tom and Michel regarding that. You might have a set of tasks given, and according to the task, they should have the performance metric P, and as and how the performance has been evaluated, it actually should get increased based on the experiences, right? And we also saw that the inductive learning, learning to improve the performances based on experiences, was known to be as an inductive learning. We also gave an example of the machine learning with respect to cooking. If I'm an initial beginner to cooking, I need to get to know the set of tasks, that is, which is T, and I need to have a performance metrics. Even after performing the task, there should be someone who has to evaluate it, right? So we gave a P to be as the performance measure, and as and how we make multiple trials of it, right? Based on the experiences, actually our performance would increase, right? So this was one additional thing that we discussed, and we told that Samuel gave a definition stating that a field of study which makes the machine the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed, right? So we also discussed that with the machine learning stuffs, where I give the input and the output to a system or a computer. Okay, it comes up with the algorithm. Okay, it explores the algorithm, which it learns and builds from the data, and it comes up. And see, the model that has been come up has to be checked or verified for the given test data. Okay, to make sure that the predictions are right. And we also saw the diagram as stated here. So we give an input to the system with respect to the training data using either the background knowledge or the experiences it has been given. Okay, so the learner starts learning and builds a model, and the model is being used by the reasoner for any given problem statement. It gives a solution in the form of a performance metric or the performance measure. So till here is what we had discussed in our last class. To go ahead with the machine learning applications, one of the very, very a likely topic for today. Mm, there are certain things that we see in our day-to-day activities. You would be so lazy to get up early in the morning to switch off your alarm. What do you do? Hey Google, turn off the alarm. Alexa, turn off the alarm. Or if you want to set an alarm so that you have to wake up early in the morning, you tell Alexa, set an alarm at so and so time, right? We do that. We're so lazy, early in the mornings to get up. So we do that, right? So what one of the applications of machine learning, voice recognition, speech recognition. You call Alexa, you call, hey Siri, right? Google, hey Google. So it's trying to recognize your voice, and according to it, it starts performing, right? So yes, one very good example that we discussed with respect to machine translations is that we do a lot of shopping, right? And let's go ahead with the next example. We do a lot of shopping, like with respect to either clothing, whatever you like. We do online shoppings, right? So with that, most of the time when you add it to the cart, you get a pop-up box in your account telling that maybe these are the products which you might like based on the patterns we have observed. So it gives you, how does that recommendation system come up? Because it's trying to learn your shopping experiences, like it is based on whatever you have previously ordered. From that, it is trying to check out the patterns that you want, and it gives you suggestions telling that these are the products which a similar products that has been available. Can you just go ahead and see if you like something? Okay, there's certain similarities or patterns that it has observed, and it has been given to you. So a lot of product recommendations, and if you have observed, guys, in Google, you know when you open your Google page, you see certain information, that is the content that is available to you, and some it would be very very suitable to what you are searching. Or you would have searched so many things every day. You might have been, if you are a very sports person, if you like more about sports, or if you like more about cars, if you are getting so you get updates from you telling that, see, this is the new content which is available to you, can you just check it out? So even your Google has that mechanism of giving you what you wanted, based on your past search criterias. It comes up and it gives you what is really required for you, right? And sometimes if you observe, like my kid, he takes his phone and he starts telling, okay, he wants to control the phone, so a lot of mobile phone speech recognitions, we perform that, right? I mean, if you record your voice in it, and it tries to compare, like it will tell, it'll by looking at you, yeah, face detection, we forgot about the face detection. So when you look at, when you take your phone towards your face, your screen is unlocked, right? So a lot of, again, image processing or computer vision technologies that has come up with, okay, converting handwritten documents, I had seen one of my friend who used to do this, she used to write it in a book, and when it has to be typed or something, she just take a scan of that page, and it converts that particular image into a text format. Maybe not the diagram still, but she used to try it out so that at least her task has been reduced half of the percent of it. So we perform a lot of that, right? Converting, see, the hand recognitions or the voice recognitions. You tell your voice to a system, it converts it into a text and give it to you, right? So we have seen all of these things, and some of the other examples are the stock exchange predictions, the spam detection. Yeah, one of the very good example which I really wanted to tell you. See, wherever we go ahead and shopping, like even in your malls or any other places, wherever you go, if in case you give your email ID or something, you get a lot of spam messages. How does your email segregates that? Okay, this seems to be a spam, or this seems to be the original email that is really required for you to be placed in your inbox. How does it do? Yeah, there is a lot of what you call learning strategies that is involved in it. Okay. mm, Here I forgot a very very good example, your movie ratings, Netflix, Amazon Prime. How do you get to know the ratings of the movies? Like, this is what it is. You get 4.5 out of 5. The movie ratings, the reviews of the movie. A person would have seen it and he would have given a review about it, and then again someone would have been, so it's going to take the collective information about it, right? So that is again one more important applications of machine learning. One more which I thought was, like, whenever you search your music systems, right, it will tell you, give me the top 10 recommended songs in Bollywood, Hollywood, like international music or Carnatic music, instrumental music. So it is collectively taking out the top 10, which has been viewed by so many of its customers, or so many of its individuals who would have seen that, right? Would have heard to that. Each and everyone will have an account, and basically it if he is heard that song multiple times, the count of it increases, right? So you tell, okay, the number of viewers. Even in your YouTube, if you keep searching for some of the items, it starts popping out something which is required. Especially this happens with my phone, because my kid, he watches a lot of videos too with respect to kids. So whenever I open my YouTube, I get only the videos with respect to kids, cars, games, his toys, all of that is what I see. So it's like the most frequently what they use is that, right? Because my kid, most of the time, he uses my phone. So in that case, like, it's basically the top recommendations that comes out to you. Okay. uh Example, man, I don't know if you have your biometrics with your in the college, but basically the biometric that you do, right, how does that finger, the recognition that happens, like when you just click the biometric, you get to know things, right? um these are a few of the examples with respect to machine learning with our day-to-day activities. Hey, one more thing. When you're typing your messages, see, I forgot this main important. When you're typing your messages, right, it gives you a suggestion. Are you trying to search for this, at the top, either in your email or in your WhatsApp or the direct messages, So in your keypad, it gives you, right, okay, this is what is this the word that you wanted? So it'll give you the suggestions. All of these things are the background of machine learning stuffs, right? Okay, we have seen these are a few of the examples of it. Now let's see what exactly the machine learning applications are. We have discussed them, but again, let's go in detail. Okay, diagnosing the diseases. ML has been most applicable in diagnosing diseases. Okay, whether it is lung cancers or any of the other cancer types, or see, or completely medical applications. The type of diseases, the details of the diseases, the symptoms that it has. Okay, so the experience E, where it's basically based on the lab results or the measurements, the symptoms, the details of the diseases. Okay, and the tasks. See, there are three categories, as I told: experiences, tasks, and performance. So I've just given an overview of it. So experiences, it would tell based on the lab results. You would have got collectively of he's diabetic. If a person has been diabetic, from past the time he has got diabetic, they can preserve all their records and keep it. Okay, how is their diabetic levels, or we can even record for 3 months of the diabetic ratio. So experience here lies with the lab results or the measurements, the symptoms. Basically, every disease it has its own symptoms, right? And the details of the disease also. So that becomes the experience. The task is one from the set of possible diseases or none of the above. So as I told you, diabetic is one kind of a disease in that. Okay, there could be many or nothing. Okay, so the task performed, that is one of the thing. The performance, the percentage of correct results. Okay, so maybe if the person, immediately after his food, if he goes and gives his diabetic to the lab result, when he goes to give his results, when he goes to measure his diabetic level, so that's not right, because there's a certain criteria which we maintain, right? After, before food and after food, it is going to be only after 2 hours of his food. So that gets converted into glucose, right? So there are certain performance measures also, so you have to check out whether you've got the correct results or not based on the time when he has given his samples, the time when he has got the results. So you have to check out all of these things. So diagnosing the diseases. So there are a lot of ML applications with it. Okay, as I told, speech or voice recognitions, right? Examples with mobile phone speech recognitions. Yes, so there are, you recognize it, right? You tell, hey Google, Alexa, Siri, or you just store your voice and tell that, okay, when you listen to it. Example, your cars, man. There are a lot of applications with respect to cars these days. When you go, you need not have the key with you. If your key is in your pocket, that's enough. You just open, you click on the door button, it opens it, it unlocks you, right? So it's basically like there are certain sensors which has been placed in that, where you can easily track it on. Or even, your Bluetooth, when you're connecting your Bluetooth, right, you can have those voice conversations within your Bluetooth. And if there's anything that you want to control your cars, by only speaking like your voice, it can automate your system, right? The stock exchange predictions, as I told you, yes, the main important thing is, okay, what's the prediction of gold price today, the silver price today, or the stock exchange, like all of these predictions that comes out, right? They use machine learning applications. Spam detections, as I gave you an example. Okay, so you get a lot of spam emails, right? It goes into the spam box and not to your inbox. That what the difference, identifying whether that's a spam message or not. There's certain pattern recognition that's involved in it. So a natural language processing, okay, NLP, as I told you, the detection of entities, detect facts that is expressed in that is NL, the natural language, detect the positive or the negative review of the movies. There is a lot of natural language processing techniques that takes use of NL. Machine translations, Siri, Alexa, there are certain examples. As I told, biometrics as well. It's again one more important applications. Okay, the face recognition or the fingerprint recognitions. Okay, social activities, guys. As I told you, the product recommendations, frequently accessed ones, and even your computer vision, that is the converting handwritten documents, or the eye recognition. You have a lot, face detection. there are many involved in computer vision techniques as well. Okay, these are the very important applications of machine learning. Okay, so you can take out your, I mean, any day-to-day activities that you see, right? Anything that is related to you, you can just observe things. Okay, what is exactly this? How are we going to? How is this getting adapted into our day-to-day activities? So everything, you can keep a record of it. Maybe in the next class we'll actually discuss more in detail about these applications. Like some very interesting applications. So it will make us, okay, realize, oh, we have seen all of these things, but how is that coming up? So how is the implementations of that is happening as well, so we can all think of it. Okay, so let's stop for the day today, okay, with applications of machine learning. Probably we'll continue in the next class. Okay, thank you so much, guys.